Welcome, I'm Ernie Goss, research faculty member here at the Craig School of Business at Fresno State University in beautiful Fresno, California. Here I am on the first business day of the month, about 2 weeks after the President Trump has been inaugurated. Of course, I'm not, the economy is looking much better, I'll just tell you that now, but I'm not sure we can attribute that to any change in presidencies. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the overall index, which of course tracks the economy for the four-county area. That's what we call the San Joaquin Valley. It's a leading economic indicator, I'll argue, and it comes out the same day as the national indicator from manufacturing and some non-manufacturing in this part of the country. But overall, the overall index was above 50, and that's growth neutral. The range is 0 to 100. 50 is growth neutral. It's above 50 for the fifth straight month. The overall index was up to 59.5 from December's 54.5. So this is January now. Here I am on the first business day of the month. National numbers will come out later on this morning. Highest since April 2015. Obviously that's good. We're moving ahead. The Fresno economy, the San Joaquin Valley economy, the metro economy, the four-county economy is moving ahead, and we're picking it up in our surveys. Inflation's up. The overall index 60.4 up from 54.2. Untold story. Inflation's becoming I won't say a problem, becoming an issue, and the Federal Reserve is very likely to raise rates. I don't think in January or February 1st is their next meeting, but we're going to get a rate hike in the first quarter, in my judgment. Here I'm going to bring up a graph, a figure that shows the two. That'd be the San Joaquin Valley and the U.S. numbers, and there in beautiful red there is the San Joaquin Valley number, and you see it spiking up there, which is good news. In the blue there you'll see the U.S., the ISM number. That'll come out later on this morning. I expect it to be up as well, but not like the San Joaquin Valley. The job gauge, jobs looking good out there. Hiring, the hiring gauge up 53.3, up from December's 49.0. Adding overall jobs about 5,200 over the last 12 months. That's about 1.6% growth. The construction jobs, adding construction, adding manufacturing jobs, not like we'd like to see, but still growing. We ask about the biggest challenge, and this is a question we asked last month as well. Looking forward, and about almost one third said quarter one. Almost one third, said it was finding and hiring qualified workers. We ask about another issue. We ask about is, what if the Fed raises rates in the first quarter of 2017? Would it have an impact on your company's performance? And about one third, or 30.8%, said yes, it would have a negative impact. Of course, the remaining two-thirds said either no impact, or a few, small percent said a positive impact. Okay, now that's the overall report for the month, but now let me talk about what to watch for between now and our next report. What to watch for? The FOMC meeting, that's the Federal Open Market Committee. Now, we economists tend to focus on what other economists are talking about, but that's the Federal Reserve, their rate hike setting committee, and that's on February, that's later on today. They'll announce no rate hike this month, but I think they're going to prepare you and me and everyone for a rate hike in quarter one, and they're probably going to reaffirm their 3 rate hikes in the 2017. Look at February the 3rd, that's Friday, a wage growth. Now, if wage growth, we want to see wage growth, but if it's too strong, that's going to again push the Fed to raise rates. Now, what's too strong? 3.5% to 4% annualized is strong and going to push the Fed to raise rates more than 3 times this year. CPI, Consumer Price Index, comes out on February the 15th. That's for the month of January. That number's been, the core number that excludes food and energy, has been above 2% for 16 straight months. It's going to make it 17 when we come out this month. That is an issue. And if it moves up to 3%, I'll talk about that that's not good. But I'll talk about that when I talk about the risk now. The risk, headline inflation moves above 3%. Now, it's not there yet, but we're moving ever so closely to that 3%. And why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem for the Federal Reserve. They'll raise rates more than 3 times this year. Trade restrictions. Now, the Trump administration, they've only been in office about 2 weeks now, but they have been moving. And some of their moves we economists would agree with, some we would not. We're not in agreement with these trade restrictions, and and even immigration restrictions if they're too tight. The American economy is the most vibrant on the face of the earth. It's the most competitive, and we can compete with anybody. So we like fair trade, not necessarily free trade, but fair. I'm concerned about the trade restrictions. Strong U.S. dollar. As the Federal Reserve raises rates relative to other central banks, our dollar gets stronger. So if other central banks begin raising rates, we could see a weaker dollar. Do I expect that? No. Strong dollar, but a real strong dollar would be a real problem going forward. Now, so the outlook that I'm seeing here, based upon our surveys and other data I look at, higher inflation. Inflation is ticking up. Higher interest rates, but higher growth. Now, two of those, of course, not so good. One of them very good. So that's it, folks. That's our report. Here I'm on the first business day of February, talking about and reporting on the results for January for the San Joaquin Valley. It was a good report. I think the next report's probably going to be good as well. So until we meet then, may your economic cup runneth over.